Hello, everybody. I started the session and forgot to hit record. So got it up to 43 in 10 minutes. So I guess I'll start over, but I want some hands. I'm trying to think if there's anything too exciting. I'm sure I had some nuggets of wisdom, but I'll try not to do that again. But so up $13 since I last saw you, and welcome to my poker challenge. My name's Devin, and I am starting with $50 and trying to get it to 1,000. Right now I have like 260. So I'm on my way. And the last couple episodes, I have won some pots at the ending, and the very last hand of the last episode caught a guy bluffing with a 6-7 of clubs. It wasn't even that good of a hand, um, and I still won. But the guy just made it totally obvious that he didn't have anything. So it wasn't the most difficult call in the world, but it was a great way to end that session. And it's Saturday, so I think they are. I think there's just more people playing, and I think the games do feel a little bit easier. So figured I'd just jump right back into it. And I don't know if there's any kind of strategy or anything I'm going to focus on in this episode. Um, Everything kind of seems to be going my way right now. I'm not making bad plays. Nothing's really happening. As soon as I told myself to start bombing turns and stuff and stop betting weekly with bluffy type of hands, it really has been working out better. And I'm gonna let this guy bluff me, and I'm gonna continue to let this guy bluff me. Hmm. Oh well. Trying to think, how did I get it from 25 up to 43 while you guys were gone? Oh, I had aces on a king high board, and the guy had king queen. Anybody, he wasn't. He didn't have a full stack. And a flush came. Anyway, I won't explain it, but he gave me some money. Not that I would have folded if I was in his shoes, but he could have been drawing dead. But I do really think weekends are way better for these games. American players play on this site, and to the weekend, and they like to play. And I'm pretty convinced that at like 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, up until about 1, when you see people start leaving, but 10, 11 to 12, 10 to 1, you see drunk people playing. They have to be drunk. You see more people with huge stacks, like 170. They're just way more spazzy. So I'm going to try to always play late night session, a half an hour late night session, and maybe with video evidence, we can make a conclusion that the games actually are way better and people are probably drunk. Because it just seems like it. Man, I've been hitting these sets of sixes, and they always have 10 jack here. So I'm going to bet. Actually, I'm going to check it to him, and I'm going to raise it. Come on, buddy. Just bet. Don't fold a flush draw. Just go all in. Oh man, he's folding. Hmm. All right. I guess if I know he's got top pair, he's probably going to be betting on the river. So I guess I could check called and then try to check raise him on the river. But then some scare cards could come. Maybe if I check raise smaller and give him room to go all in, because I'm kind of representing. I could be representing aces. If I check raise on that turn, small, and then he goes all in on top of it, a lot of times one pair isn't good. So maybe I check raise to 10. Maybe that was a little bit too big. But still, these pocket sixes seem to be hitting. Ooh, pocket kings. Raise him up. Ooh. I want this guy just to instantly go all in with queens. Oh, that's a good flop. All in. Oh well. A lot of times we'll take a flush draw and just ship it in pretty quickly. And like queens or jacks, he's giving me action. And let's say he has ace king or ace queen. I mean, how often is he going to hit the ace? I think I just got to start betting right off the bat. Though going from 1 to 3, I mean, I look strong. Maybe if I am doing that, I got to try to look a little spazzier. No, next time that happens, I'm going to go from like 1 to 425 and just do something a little bit different. Because I want to get that whole stack. All it is a guy raising up a limper. I mean, you can't have too good of a hand. Could be almost anything. Might as well try to look a little spazzy. He might think, oh man, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. This is weird. Ooh, that's a good flop. And I'm going to bet $3. If he does have a pair, he's going to call at least once. He's going to put me on ace king. It's like queen 7 rag. So I might as well bet bigger because he's going to be calling with a lot more. I just don't want this guy to 4-bet. Oh man, I wonder what time I started the video. When did I notice I wasn't recording? I don't know. Guess I'll just say I've been playing for 10 minutes. And I have thought about. I was talking about it in the last episode, but I had at the ending. I had the table or the table up to like $70-$80, and I was like, okay, well, it's been half an hour. I'm gonna get off. And I was thinking, well, if I'm always getting off after half an hour, I'm losing out on upside potential because I'm not ever really playing super deep. And if I'm trying to make money, that seems like a very bad idea. And I was just thinking about ways to do it, and you know what? It's working out this way well so far. I don't really know what I'm doing yet when it comes to making these types of videos, so I'm just gonna keep doing exactly what I've been doing. And maybe if I have 100 on the table at 12 o'clock at night, and everybody's drunk, I'll make an exception. But you know, unless there's a reason, I'm just gonna continue to do it this way. What's going on? There's just no reason to float there. Ace 10 offsuit from under the gun just doesn't win anything. And what am I going to do? Hit a 10 and then lose to a guy that bet super small with the set and doesn't want me to fold? I mean, he bet 60 cents there. That was a little bit shady, because if he was actually like doing that with nothing, like let's say that he had like a pair that like kind of a medium pair or something like in that board, why would he bet 60 cents? I'm just three betting these low pairs here works so well, because a lot of times you're just good with the pair, and they'll fold the fours, the fives, the sixes, the sevens, like so many possible hands that he's opening. He's just going to fold on almost every flop. The two Broadway cards are not the greatest, but he's going to fold tens here. So he doesn't have ace queen, because he can easily have ace queen, but we'll see. And he folded. That's why three betting those low pairs is so good. And when he hits a set, they just never see it coming. Oh, and I looked at the very first video. I deposited $50 to start, but I jumped on and didn't record the first time, so I actually started the video series at like $34 and not 50. So, yeah. But probably smarter just to buy it for 200, because at the very beginning there I was playing a bit weak because I just didn't have the money behind to really start bombing, and it did limit me, but I got through it. And I'm gonna bet big because I want to find out if somebody has something good right now, and then I want to charge for these draws: spades, Broadway, all this stuff. But nobody with ace five or ace queen is ever gonna let this turn come out without raising. And they all folded. There's just too many cards that scares the crap out of ace queen, and even scares the crap out of me. So if somebody has ace queen, they're like, all right, let's get it in now. And let's say I bet really small, and he raises me. I just don't quite know as much information, because it's just a small bet. Maybe he's just doing it to do it. So on a hand like that, good, just get the hand defined, and hope you're good. This is a good flop. Bet a little bit bigger so he thinks that I don't have shit. I'm just gonna get it in now. Jack 9. Well, if I do get sucked out on, that one would have been okay. $16. That's why you can't be calling from the big blind with Jack 9 off or Jack 9 suited. Short stack. That's just a bad play all around. And then when he checked, bin raises me, and I'm still not scared, and he has no money behind, and I go all in. Like, he might even be able to fold that for $5. I obviously don't have air, and that's really all he beats. But off to a good start and pretty stress-free so far, and that's always good. I wonder if I'm making minimum wage playing. So, I'm going to do the math. I can just do it on my phone right now. There it is. All right, we'll take a look. So I played 10 sessions is 5 hours. So 5 hours, and this is number 11 or 12. Let me take a look. So this is number 12. So I've played 6 hours. So 6 hours, up like $200, $260. Now, I don't want to do this right now. I'm probably above minimum wage, but I haven't been sucked out on yet. So, but still have not had aces to kings pre-flop, or vice versa. But you actually can get really good at knowing when people have aces and you have kings in these games, because just the way that these games are, you don't know who anybody is. A lot of people are on their phones. There's no hand histories. When people have aces, it's more obvious than it is in a regular ring game or just a regular game. So you'd be surprised how often you can get away from kings. And especially if you're not really ever four betting, and you're just calling out of position, and you're trying to get bluff money, and the guy's just bombing. And let's say that he's bombing on the river, and you have a pair of kings. He's gonna have aces there just so often. So you can't get away from it. But yeah, I haven't been sucked out on yet. It's pretty good. Pocket tens, and we're all deep. What is this guy doing? I'm gonna do this. I told you guys I was gonna make it 420 and make it a little bit spazzy, but this time, since I have not quite such a great hand, I'm just gonna make it look by the book with a big pair. Just gonna do that. He's gotta have an ace. A lot of times there, if you have, like, let's say maybe kings or queens or even tens is about the lowest end that you could do it. If you check back, you think, okay, well, if I bet, I can get him to fold anything anything but the ace. But if you check it back, then he'll take those hands and actually try to bluff you. So you check it, something comes out, he bets call, and a lot of times they won't bet the river. And a lot of times they're just going for it. So betting 225 there wasn't that good. It, it can't be bad, but I probably would have been better off checking and then calling one. And then who knows, a river card might come out that scares him, and now I'm getting a check or a free river, and I can at least see what he has. But when I check back that turn, it just gives him a reason to bluff. There's no reason in me raising, so I'm just gonna call. After this episode, I'll figure out what my hourly is. And I really gotta put on a timer for 30 minutes. I'm just gonna set it on my phone, and you're gonna hear a beeper when it's 30 minutes. I mean, that's why they have that. See, if I just would have folded immediately, I would have got that money and seen a bunch of hands. Ooh, that's a good flop. I'm gonna bet it. Don't have much showdown value, so if he folds, that's okay. If he calls, that's okay too. Might be good. Limping in with Queen 8 offsuit. If he calls, just give me an ace. People will float with like tens or nines, open at like $1, have tens or nines and flop unders, and still fold when you bet $4 because they just don't want to have to risk their whole stack. They just fold. They're in such a bad spot. And let's say that I do have ace king. It's not like there's too much value, so they'll have tens and be like, you know what, whatever, and just fold. And I've done it myself, so I know these people probably do too, and I've seen it. And they think to themselves, okay, well, the only hand I beat is ace king. That's it. If I have nines and he's three betting me big and under the gun, I mean, I only have one hand beat. So why would I even stick around with these tens? And what am I going to do? Raise? So they just move on. I just don't think I want to see a spade for some reason. Yeah, or that. A raise on that turn would have been pretty good because if he did have the spade draw, it might have been like some kind of a combo draw or maybe a low pair with the draw and it bricks, and I bet he's going to fold. So when he bets 150 on that turn, calling with ace king, I don't think is the play. I think it's raising. And I'm going to charge this guy for a flush draw. And he might fold sevens when a queen comes. And I'll ship it all in with ace high flush draw. What are you doing, buddy? I just have not been getting 3-bet that much today. I don't think I've had like one real tough decision in like a couple hours, which is a pretty good indication that the people are not playing well. Ace five of spades from under the gun. I mean, what could he possibly have? Something. Look, I think I'm close to a half an hour though. I'm not totally sure. So I'll play a couple more hands. But once again, up a buy-in, no stress. Don't even really remember how it happened. But $25 in a half an hour is not bad. I'll play one more hand. And usually I take a break. But it's 6 o'clock Western time. It's Saturday. People are starting to get drunk. Doesn't seem like anybody's playing well. I'm just gonna continue playing. I gotta get $1,000 here because YouTube doesn't pay. When I get the thousand, maybe I'll get myself a wireless mouse. All right, let me hit this. And if this one's under a half an hour, my bad, peeps. But thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I don't even remember what happened in that half an hour, but something did. So make sure you give me a comment if you see something that I could be doing better, or something that you like, or some bad play. Make sure you let me know, because that's kind of why I'm doing this. And give me a like and subscribe. The more likes and subscribes I get, the better my videos get ranked in YouTube, and it's a huge algorithm. And every little bit helps, and I appreciate it. And if you give me a comment on Facebook, or not, what is it, or on YouTube, I'll mention your name too. And I know now that nobody's really watching, that doesn't mean anything. But the people that are good at YouTube, if they get a shout out, they always mention the guy's name. So I'm going to start doing that. So far, my one comment came from Sam Markey. Thank you so much, dude. Turns out that's actually my buddy. But still, I appreciate it, and continue watching. And thanks a lot.